direct from Nashville. Welcome to Lifestyle with Denise Simons.
Hello everyone, I'm Denise Simons and welcome to Lifestyle. This is a show about bringing life into your home and helping you create your style. And we do it by giving you tips and inspiration. Well, I've been a designer over 25 years and I am passionate about the home. And I am eager to share the ideas with you. You're invited to dream in the trees in this rustic, elegant home that's nestled in the trees. And it has an open space living. It has stacked stone and crystal, which gives it a vintage look. You're also going to get an art project from me. Now, you don't have to be an artist to do this. I'm going to show you how you can frame for all the seasons. And then we're going to catch up with my good friend Charlie Horowitz of Davishire Interiors when she's decorating her porch with the usual flowering plants, but also something else. Her accessories are very unusual. We'll catch up with her. And then on Designer Citation, where homeowners turn themselves in for design that's a crime. We get to see this room, well, we'll call it Oak Overkill, and it's going to be remodeled. But first, take a look at a place to dream. This 1970s split-level home was anything but a designer's dream. In fact, it had small, separated rooms that needed to be remodeled, and it needed a lot of imagination to live up to its name, Dream in the Trees. Let's catch up with the homeowner and find out more. I'm here with Karen Elkins of the Scarlet Ribbon, who's actually a great friend of mine, and I love what you've done with this home. But before we get a tour, will you tell me about the member of the family who's here?
Yes, the member of the family who is here is Bentley, and he's our 4-year-old standard poodle. Aww. Bentley, can you sit?
Oh, he's such a good dog. So did you always want a Bentley?
Yes, I did want a Bentley.
Now you can tell everybody I've got a Bentley at home.
Yes, I do. A furry one.
A furry one. I love it. Well, hey, Bentley, do you want to go with us to see the tour? Come on, let's go. Karen, I love what you've done with this home. You have truly transformed it. What was your inspiration?
Thank you. My inspiration was to have a warm family retreat, something that the whole family could enjoy and have an open space that felt cozy and that we could gather in.
I love that. And you named this home?
Yes.
What did you name it?
We named it Dream in the Trees.
And what's the meaning? I mean,
well, it's just, it's kind of that place where you can get away and tune out the world, and you can look out the windows and there's trees just surrounding the place. We're kind of cocooned into this little environment.
Well, over here you've created kind of a gallery wall. This used to be a door, right?
This used to be a door, and as you walked in the front door, you would be able to see right into the kitchen. So we put a wall there, and then we opened up another area so that it would open it up.
Sort of a lounge area. We'll be seeing that too.
Yes.
So this backsplash, what was the inspiration here?
Well, again, I wanted that little touch of elegance or glam, so we found kind of a rock, glass or rock elements that looked to me rustic and glamorous at the same time.
Ooh, I
for
like
our backsplash.
That. I like that. Well, and all of this with the countertop is beautiful, but we have to talk about this stacked stone.
Well, again, we wanted to bring in that rustic outdoor feel and bring the elements of outdoors in, and we loved the stone and how it brought those elements together. So we did the stone from the ceiling to the floor.
This is also one of a kind. This bar area, the island, tell me about that.
Well, again, we wanted that open feel, so we wanted the island to be kind of the center of the home, and when we've had parties and gatherings in the past, everyone always gathers around the island. So we created a butcher block workspace so that we can prep food, we can serve dinner, we can gather around.
Oh, I love that. That's a great place. Oh, now what about this? I call it a butler's pantry, but this is a place for everything.
Yes, when we opened up the wall to create the open sight lines, we lost some space in the house, some cabinetry. So we decided to put this in so that we could house dishes and our pantry.
Wow, and that really holds everything. Well, now we're going to talk about the area where you actually opened it up, and we're going to see some more of the lounge area and the dining room.
Yes, come this way.
Whenever you have a vaulted ceiling, it really opens up the space and it draws your eye up, and you have this great application on the ceiling.
Thank you. We used tongue and groove knotty pine on the ceiling to warm up the house because the ceiling was tall. We wanted to create some warmth in the atmosphere. So,
it did a good job. And then of course when it's this large and you have all the space, now you need to fill it up with color and you need some space planning. So tell me about the color, #1 color of the year.
Well, we decided on gray because it is a great color and there's so many shades, and we just use this color to pull all the elements together with the slate and the wood.
Oh, it works so nicely. And then I see that you have different sitting areas. Tell me about all the areas, including the dining room.
We decided to create a little office space behind the sofa so that we could have a desk space and a workspace. And then we have the dining room, which still feeds into the open area, and the den. So everyone is always a part of the whole room.
And then you have this room that has the cozy fireplace. I'm sure you gather here a lot.
Yes, we do. We use the fireplace just about every night when it's cold, and we have a warm, crackling fire, and it just pulls the whole room and environment together, and we enjoy it so much.
I love it. Well, I wanted to mention, I like the fact that you use lighting, not from the same manufacturer. You have a lot of different lighting throughout the room, but I mean, that really transformed this space.
Yes. Something about 1970s, they did not put overhead lighting in almost any room in the house.
So there was no lighting in this room?
No, the only rooms that had lighting overhead was the kitchen and the bathrooms.
Wow, so it's sort of like the one hanging bulb. You felt like it was interrogation room.
Yes.
Well, tell me about the lighting that you chose and how you, you blended it all.
Well, we wanted things that would fit in the area, that wouldn't overtake the area, but that fit the surroundings, that matched it and complemented this room. For instance, it's kind of a rustic wagon feel approach to the lighting in this area. And then in the entryway, we wanted something that was small but had a little glamorous feel with some crystals and iron that pulled the elements of elegance and rustic together. Actually, I could not find a dining room light that matched, so I had to opt for a stainless steel or chrome pipe, and then I faux finished it.
And I noticed too, you put in a lot of can lights, which helps so much.
Yes, it was so dark, and we loved to read and needed to light up the space, and so we added can lights in every room and just creates atmosphere, and put all the lights on a dimmer, on dimmer switches. So
yeah, it gives you that ambiance. One more thing is the lights in the kitchen too. You've got the iron, and you hung them really low. I love that you did that, but you can see through them. That's the thing, there's no glass.
Yes, and that's why we went a little lower with those lights, because they were unusual, almost like lanterns, and they're very open and you could see through them. So I decided to do something just a little different.
As long as I've known you, you love hearts. Where did your love for hearts begin?
Well, I actually am just drawn to them. So whenever I see hearts, and I like them to be in pictures or picture frames, or I have a Sid Dickens memory block collection that has hearts, and they're on towels, kitchen towels. I just am drawn to them, so they turn up all over the house.
Well, you know, the name of your business is Scarlet Ribbon, but I have to say that there seems to be a scarlet ribbon, a red that runs through your entire home. Tell me about how you've used it throughout the home.
Well, when your favorite color, you never get tired of it, and it just seems to be timeless. So I used it as accents in my home, and it also, I have a tendency to like bold colors, so the red just gives the perfect pop of color in the right places.
Karen, thank you for showing us, sorry.
308, take two.
Karen, thank you for showing us your fabulous home. I love your elegant rustic style. Now, I noticed that there was some cake in the kitchen. Do you think we could have some?
Yes, let's go have a treat.
Let's do. So remember, if you want to create your dream in the trees, don't forget to add some elegant lighting, some rustic stone, and a pop of color. A little scarlet ribbon running through it.
Did you know that more people entertain during the holidays than any other time of year? And one of the nicest things that you can do is get your guest room ready with tips from Bella Linea. They say to replace your pillows. You know, that would be so fresh to come into a room and there's new pillows, and especially if it's the sleeping pillow, don't get down unless you know that your guests are not allergic. Also, adding a tray like this is great because at the bedside, you can have a glass for maybe a nightcap. And don't forget an extra toothbrush, just in case your guests forgot theirs. If you want more information about how to get your guest room ready, go to bellalinea.com. You can also visit their showroom if you're in Nashville. And you can reach them by calling 866-280-4480. Well, you don't need a lot of money to create art. I'm going to show you something I do, especially during the festive holiday seasons. That's all coming up right after the break.
Discount Tire carries the world's best brands at the best prices. Come by and see Bridgestone's new Drive Guard tire. Drive Guard technology keeps you going safely, even after a puncture, and zero air pressure for up to 50 miles at 50 miles per hour. So stop by your neighborhood Discount Tire store for the best price on all Bridgestone tires. Thank you, Discount Tire.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but what about a motion picture? Absolute AV Consulting, the source for custom automated systems for your home or business. Call today.
Today we're talking about two things I love, beautiful frames and what goes in them. First, I'm going to show you frames. You know, you can pick these up at any decor store, but when you want beautiful decorative molding, you're going to need to go to a frame shop. This type of molding comes in 6 to 8 foot sticks, so they're very long, and your frame shop can cut them. This one's made of metal and has a whitewash over the top, very thick, about 5 inches. This one is more contemporary with a solid line and then an undulation in a silver leaf. That's really cool. This one is kind of a weathered look, and it's very straight line, but what I like to do is then add something with a scallop, so you can actually double up your frames. There's so many great ideas. This one's in a copper foil with a gold leafing over the top, and I like that it has this kind of fluted edging. Okay, so we've got some great frames. Now, what to go in them? I like to frame for all seasons. I know we have our artwork we keep up all year round, but I have an inexpensive way that you can add all season long, winter, spring, summer, and fall, some great looking artwork. First, for the winter, of course, this is your Santa Claus, and you can't get less expensive than a postage stamp. This is from the UK, and he's holding a Christmas cracker, but it's the way it's framed out that makes it unique. We have a gold leaf frame, and then we've placed it on a red velvet background on a mat board. And then we've used a fillet. It really makes it look important, and it's easy to change out the stamp. You can also get on the postal service and find stamps from around the world. Also in the winter, we celebrate Valentine's. Now this is a piece of artwork, original artwork a friend gave me. So I framed it out, and I wanted the frame to take on some of the colors in the green tones in the frame. It was a very plain frame that had some wormwood, holes in it. So I added this fillet in the silver leaf. That added a lot, and now I can frame that out and use it during Valentine's. We also have, for the spring, of course, you have to have a rabbit. And this was just another piece of artwork on a small, 3x5 card. And what I've done is, this one was store-bought. I actually bought a frame that has an easel already on it, and then I took the backing and I covered it in ticking, which makes the rabbit really stand out. So now that's ready to place on my Easter table. Then we have the summertime. A great place to find inexpensive art is poster art. And this is actually from Joel Anderson. He created this for the Nashville Gardens. So a few friends came in town and we were going to go boot scooting, so that seemed like a great motif to frame out. Originally, the outside of this frame was just solid and very plain. So I added this fillet, and you can see that it has beadwork, very large beadwork. That, by staggering them and stacking them, that really gives you a great look. Of course, you can't forget the fall, and this one I don't put glass on because I like to use it out on the porch, and so if the wind blows. But this is a seed packet, pumpkin seed packet. What says fall better than that? And I framed it out in a weathered looking frame. So with these ideas, you can afford to change out your art all the time. From poster boards, poster art, to note cards, or even a postage stamp. These are all great ideas for seasonal art.
Coming up next is designer citation, where homeowners turn themselves in for design that's a crime, but we rehabilitate it. And it's brought to you by Bridgestone and Discount Tire. You know, it's important to stay safe. My husband is always concerned if I'm traveling at night or if I'm on the freeway. He says, don't pull over on the side of the freeway. It is so dangerous. But what do you do if you get a puncture in your tire or you have low tire pressure? Well, that's why Bridgestone developed Drive Guard. It allows you to go 50 miles at 50 miles per hour. So what does that mean? No roadside assistance for me. And that's peace of mind for my husband and myself. If you want more information about Drive Guard, you can go to their website at discounttire.com. There are over 900 locations and you can find one near you. Right now, this oak room gets a makeover. Take a look.
I'm Design Officer Simons, and this is Designer Citation. We've just received a tip, some criminal behavior. Design that's a crime. Let's see if we can apprehend the suspect before any further damage is done.
These homeowners knew their 100-year-old kitchen needed a makeover. Oak cabinets, poor lighting, and a lack of place to socialize left these cooks uninspired. The answer was easy, said interior designer Jennifer Marcanic. Remove the walls between the kitchen and dining room. Bump out a portion of the dining room wall to accommodate more counter space, and add a new, larger window and reorient the flow of the kitchen workspace. And of course, add an island. Easy enough, right? The kitchen design was very specific to the homeowners. The counter height was 38 inches. These are tall cooks. And it made the cooking and cleaning so much easier. The range top with a spice pull-out on either side makes it easy to cook, and the lift hinge doors hide a TV and microwave. The drawers in the island were specifically designed to store the cookbooks, and separate compartments for potatoes and onions. A kitchen dresser snugs between the steps and door to the basement to house the dishes and collectibles. Finishes in the new kitchen gave a calm, happy feel. Perimeter cabinets are finished with Edgecomb gray, and the island is in fieldstone, and the dressed and recessed cabinets under the window in white dove, and it has a black fox glaze. Cabinetry is accented with a mix of silvery bronze and black wrought iron hardware. Hard-working silestone countertops in Lagoon complement the cabinetry. White crackle subway tile with a black stain on the backsplash and a basket weave tile pattern dotted with Arctic blue add just the right amount of interest. New brushed nickel pendant over the island and a sconce over the window, along with this Curry & Company wrought iron chandelier over the new oak dining table, speak to the era of the home. Adding the finishing touches are the Roman shades and panels in the dining room, with a floral print in soft grays and blues on a cream background, and it's accented with this orange tape trim. Another punch of orange is seen on the custom height counterstool fabric, and its geometric weave of orange, blue, and cream. The lumbar pillows in the same fabric with an orange brush friend sit in the host and hostess chairs at the dining table. Now this 100-year-old home is a light-filled, happy space with ample space for cooking and enjoying time with friends and family.
We're here to protect. We're here to serve. We're here to rehabilitate your home. Until next time.
Well, I can tell you one thing that I don't like is complicated technology, where this remote works the TV, this one works the DVR system. I'm constantly having to get my husband to repair all of it. Well, that's what Richard Friesen of Absolute AV talks about, pure control. I love this idea, where it's an integrated system where your AC unit, your garage, your audio, and your visual, they all work from one touchpad. I even like that you can have mood lighting, whether you want dimmer switches, he can set all of that for you. And what I like is there's actually an app on your phone, so I can lay on the beach and turn everything on in my house. If you need help with your AV, you can contact Richard Friesen at absavtn.com, or you can contact him at 615-656-8900. Remnants, artifacts, and iron gates might look like junk to some people, but to Shirley Horowitz of Davishire Interiors, she's been turning them into works of art for years. We're going to catch up with her as she's turning one man's trash into another man's treasure. That's all coming up right after the break.
It's easy to get overwhelmed by technology, but isn't technology supposed to make your life easier? Now it can with Absolute AV's Pure Control. Manage your home with a custom user interface. Improve your home's efficiency. Get instant notifications if something changes, and get fast personal support. Enhance and simplify the technology in your life with Absolute AV's Pure Control.
Discount Tire carries the world's best brands at the best prices. Come by and see Bridgestone's new Drive Guard tire. Drive Guard technology keeps you going safely, even after a puncture, and zero air pressure for up to 50 miles at 50 miles per hour. So stop by your neighborhood Discount Tire store for the best price on all Bridgestone tires. Thank you, Discount Tire.
When you think of furniture for your porch, you might think table, chairs, umbrella, check. But when you're a designer, an old sewing machine base or wrought iron fencing can become furniture. Let's talk to Shirley about her ideas to repurpose. I'm here with Shirley Horowitz of Davishire Interiors. You do some amazing things with artifacts and remnants, and you've turned some beautiful things into porch accessories. Let's talk about that.
Well, thank you, Denise. It's fun, and it's a little bit more exciting than just the typical table. This happens to be what looks like a planter, but it's an antique French marble sink.
Oh, really?
And then we've mounted it on an iron base and used it, of course, as a planter.
Oh, I like that. And then you can put all of your nice succulent plants in there. I love that. Tell me about this table, because it has an unusual iron piece in it.
Right, it's the top piece, and this was the top of a railing of a stairwell. The top stairwell. And so we've added legs and stretchers on the bottom and made a cocktail table out of it.
Oh, I like that. And then added the glass to the top.
Added the glass, had the glass made.
Well, we've got some artifacts and other pieces back here. Tell me about, these are very unusual.
They are, and I think they were actually plow parts.
Oh, okay.
But they make such wonderful sculptures.
They do, and so then you put these on the base just to
We put them on the base.
elevated?
To
I
elevate
like
them.
that.
And then of course they're going on top of a balcony. This is an old iron balcony.
Oh, so
And-
this piece was once a balcony, and you've taken that and repurposed it into this table.
Once again, adding the legs and the sides and the top, and then this could be glass, granite, marble, whatever.
Anything that can weather the outdoors. Well, I like this urn that you have here. Now, typically, most people, of course, designers think differently, would think to put flowers in
Plants,
this,
right.
but you've turned it into a table.
We added granite tops and we've used them as end tables.
I like how it's weathered and the rust is really showing through. That gives it a lot of character.
All of these pieces we've let rust. We really didn't paint them. We're just letting them weather naturally.
Well, what I like about that is it really allows your plants to really pop. So that's where you've added your color. Now we've got another really neat piece back here that we want to show. Most of the time people would think, oh, well, we no longer use sewing machines like that, but tell me about this base. This is very unusual.
Right, this is actually an old iron base for a sewing machine, for a treadle sewing machine. And we used the base again and put an old piece of marble on it, not new, but an old piece of marble. It's wonderful, the base with the flowers and the grid work and wonderful texture on the legs.
How unusual. I mean, you come up with some great ideas for all of your clients at Davishire Interiors. Thank you for showing us all of these artifacts and remnants. So the next time that our viewers are thinking about porch furniture, maybe you can think about repurposing. You know, this is an excellent example of green design.
Green design,
Absolutely.
exactly. It's
Thank
wonderful.
you.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Cheers Corner. This is the portion of the show where we hand out the party favors and we make our toast. You know, a good host will always have a little takeaway at the end of a party, and we think life should be celebrated. We share so many great ideas with you, so as a reminder, here are the party favors for this week. Dream in the trees. Install crushed glass tile for both a rustic and a glam look. Stacked stone adds texture and color, whether you use it on the fireplace, a kitchen wall, or a focal entry. You know, there's a variety of colors and patterns. Gates and plow parts make art. Wow, what would my grandpas think of these plow parts turned into sculptures? It really takes a good eye to take what would have never been used in the field again and turn it into art. Add flowering plants. Whatever the container, adding flowers, or in this case succulents, brings new life to an object. Postage stamps and posters make seasonal art. You know, some cards and stamps are just hard to throw away, so this is an easy way to create art for every season. It also brings back great memories if it's a treasured card or if it's a poster from an event you attended. For more inspiring ideas, watch us every week right here, same place, same time. And get in touch with me. I would love to hear from you. You can go to my website at lifestylewithDeniseSimons.com. You can also like me on Facebook. Oh, and don't forget to sign up for the newsletter on both of those. Every week we send out a newsletter and let you know what's coming up on the show. There's also an opportunity for you to win a free consultation with me. We always like to end our show with a toast. We hope that we've divided your sorrows and multiplied your joys. Until next time, cheers! Cheers!